Let's go ahead and get started in the ordinary way, lying on your back, supine. You might have a couple of washcloths underneath your head, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Just watching your breath and allowing. So Kathy's going to be our student model as usual. Thank you, Kathy. There she is. And just lying here, watching your breath and allowing your entire being to come into the room. Body, mind, and spirit. Don't try to change your breath. Just watch it. Feel your breath supporting you. Feel the floor coming up to support your back, meeting your back. Find the quietest place in your mind to rest. I love my body and my body loves me. And let's go ahead and continue with vagus nerve reset. This will reduce the tension in your body by moving your nervous system to the relaxing, restoring side of the nervous system. Lying on your back, stay lying on your back. You can bring your hands behind your head if you want. You can be resting on a sponge ball or a set of therapy balls if you have them. And without moving anything else but your eyeballs, shift your eyeballs to the right. Your eyes can be open or closed. And shift your eyeballs to the right and wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Wait for an involuntary sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. If you're new to this, it may not come today. Maybe it'll come later with practice. But we're using the movement of the eyeballs and the nerve that runs from the eyeball to trigger the vagus nerve. And then come on back to center and repeat on the left, just shifting your eyeballs. Don't move anything else. Shift the eyeballs all the way to the left. And wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. And come on back and do two more of those, two sets, right, left, without my cueing. And this is a practice whenever you're stressed out. This is a practice, an easy way to de-stress. And it's going to introduce us or set us up for our practice today. And when we are finished, let's set ourselves up for head ramping, supine head ramping. You can keep your hands, fingers interlaced behind your head. You could be resting on a set of therapy balls in a tote. You could be resting on a sponge ball. Or you can just have your hands behind your head and interlacing your fingers. Can you demonstrate that, Kathy, for Russ? Because I don't think he has what you have.
On the hands behind the head, just like this.
So you're interlacing your fingers or just stacking them, either one, but you're on the occipital ridge, the base of the skull. And what you want to do from here, from this position, is press the skull back into the floor. So press the skull back. It actually slides away from the shoulders. The chin drops a little bit. You wait, take a couple breaths, and then release. And do that 5 more times at your own pace. This is really good for any forward head or rounded shoulder postures, forward head posture. You know, if you're stuck in, if you're watching a lot of TV, or if you're driving, or if you're bicycling with your head down, or anything, looking at your cell phone, anything that moves your head forward, so it's not stacked over your torso, anything that rounds your shoulders. This is a remedy for that. So because I talk so much, I don't know whether you've done 5 or not, but let's do 2 more, just for good measure. 2 more, you're pressing in, you should feel the spine state gets really straight. The cervical spine gets really straight. This is tractions the cervical spine. And then you release and do it 1 more time. You could also do this seated or standing. I do a lot of work supine because I think it's good for us not to have to fight gravity, the gravity that we have to fight when we're seated or standing. The next one thing we're going to do is just a breathing practice. So your head is on a stack of towels, or it can be on a set of therapy balls. And you're in the same position here with your hands by your side. We're going to do an extended exhale breath. So extended exhale breath, you count your inhale, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, however long it is. And then you try to make your exhale longer than that. And if you've been doing this for a while, you may be able to have your exhale be twice as long as your inhale. But whatever you can do to make your exhale an extended exhale. And just do 6 of those. Whenever you're finished, come up into a quadruped position. We're going to do a prone hypopressive. So hypopressive is a practice where you're holding your breath out for 15 counts to allow, this is a better solution, or this is an alternative and better solution for a crunch. So instead of crunching, you're pulling all of your organs up by the breath, by the holding of the breath. So Kathy's going to demonstrate. You're going to come down from this quadruped position, drop your elbows, interlace your fingers, and put your head down on the floor or on your fingers. And from here, just taking 3 deep breaths, I'll lead you through those. And at the end of the 3rd breath, holding your breath out, no breath while I count to 15. So inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Breath number 3, inhale all the way in and exhale all the way out. At the bottom of the exhale, hold your breath out, no breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, no breath, 15. And go ahead and inhale. You can drop into a child's pose and rest. I'm going to, for Russ's benefit, I'm going to say that the hypopressive practice, we're going to do 2 more of these. The hypopressive practice is a core practice. So it strengthens the core. And also it addresses incontinence and prolapse of organs, because we're literally pulling all the organs back and then strengthening the pelvic floor by that holding out, no breath part. It's a practice that was developed in Spain about 10 years ago. It's not yoga.
Also, it's okay not to get to 15 the first time.
It's okay not to get to 15. You can stop at any time. Let's come back to the shape. We usually do this fine, but sometimes I like to do this proning hypopressive. It's really good for COVID too. It's really good for respiratory, so therefore good for COVID, preventing and making your respiratory system strong in case you get COVID. Starting out with 3 breaths, 3 ordinary breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath, inhale. And exhale all the way out. Hold your breath out, no breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Come on out of it. Inhale, exhale, drop yourself into a little child, right? Relaxing child's pose, transitional child pose. So when you're holding your breath out, what you should be doing, you should be feeling is, you should be feeling a spreading across the lower ribs. You're not really pulling your belly in as much as you're spreading the rib cage. It's higher up. Okay, come on up. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale all the way out. No breath. Hold your breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And come back into a child's pose just to rest. Good work, everybody. And we're going to continue with the neck and jaw series. So you're going to need a set of therapy balls like this, or Russ, you can try to use what you showed me. We'll be switching to one ball in a minute, so you'll need both those two balls together, and then you'll need one tennis ball. You're going to lie on the floor using a brick, lie on your side. No, lie on your back, sorry, to get started, with a brick under your head and the therapy balls horizontal across the occipital ridge. Just lying on your back. Now, if your head is too high, you may want to use a thinner brick or something else under your head. Yeah, like Kathy has a thinner brick. So it sort of depends on you. Some of this proper oriented test depends on both what you have and how you feel. So this is the position Kathy's in. The therapy balls, the pair of them are horizontal at the occipital ridge. Don't let them slide down into that C curve that is your cervical spine. Just try to take a minute to pay attention to your breath without trying to change it. And then we're going to nod. We're going to do each of these is 9 times. So the first position is a nodding yes and down and no, chin up, chin down, over the balls 9 times. This is gentle, slow, take your time. Did I time this the last time, Kathy, so we didn't have to do count?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
I wish you remembered.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm going to time because I think it feels easier to me to time. We'll do 30 seconds.
Okay.
Or maybe 40 seconds. No, 30 seconds. Okay, so instead of counting, which I always lose track of, what we're going to do is I'm going to put a timer on and you'll hear a little ding and then we'll go to the next one. So after nodding, now come back to center and then do a small side to side motion. And we're going to have a timer on this one. Whoops. Hold on. Just a small side to side movement. You're not going all the way to the right or left. We'll do that in a minute. Okay, stop that, come back to a central position, a neutral position, and then make an infinity or an 8 with your nose, starting in one direction. We'll do it 30 seconds in one direction, Just making an infinity sign or a figure 8 with your nose. Switch directions. And now come back to a neutral position. And we're going to stay here and go to position 2. So you're going to turn your head to the right, all the way to the right. And the ball is going to be now at the levator scapula, at the top of the neck. Stay looking right and make a nod. Just nodding. You'll hear the timer when you stop. And then come back to stay looking right, but come back to a neutral position there. So after nodding, I mean, this gets to be very familiar to you, right? Now side to side, a small side to side movement, but you're still looking to the right. You should be feeling this at the top of the levator scapula. Come all the way back to neutral and look to the left. So we'll do the same thing on the left. Look all the way to the left. And now nod, chin up, chin down. Left looking. Now, stay there where you are, coming into a neutral position, but still looking left. And start to nod, a small nod side to side. I guess it's not really a nod when you're side to side.
Sort of a shake.
Yeah. Come on back to center. And actually, we're going to go to a side lying position with one ball. I'm going to try to do this with you, actually. So I'm going to change my camera position. Okay, you're lying, just look at Kathy. Don't use the Neuro balls for this, please. The Neuro balls come later. But you're going to lie on your side with your ball right where your earring backing is. If you were wearing earrings, it's right behind your earlobe. Oh, that feels good. I think I'll wait for a minute. Where is my timer? So all you're going to do, as you may have guessed, is nod from this position. When I first started doing this neck and jaw series, this was a very sensitive area for me, and it may be for you. We can hold a lot of tension here. Just nodding back and forth. And now a small side to side movement. You got a little bonus because I forgot to push the timer button for a few seconds.
Okay, it feels good.
You won't regret it. The next position for the ball is in the jawbone, at the cheekbone. So this is a little different. You'll have to find it. And there are actually several places that might work for you. So just find your own place. Side lying, and then just nodding, chin up, chin down. Now, if you're holding a lot of tension in your jaw, this could be a little dicey for you. Make it easy. Slow it down or stop. And go ahead and so you were nodding. Now side to side, a small side to side movement. I think I'm going to change the height of my brick. Oh, that's better. Stay here and adding on to the nods and the side to sides. You're just going to open your jaw and close it. And open and close. And keep doing this slowly. If this fatigues, if your jaw fatigues before the 30 seconds is up, just stop and rest. Okay, now the last one on this side is the temple. So put your ball up just outside the edge of the eye at the temple. You will be able to you got to find your best spot. There's a variety of places you can land here. And nod. Chin up, chin down. You can breathe while you're moving. In fact, it's important to breathe while you're moving. And now, so nodding, now side to side. This whole series helps release tension in the neck and jaw and shoulders, and also may help with headaches and migraines. Okay, everybody flip around to the other side. We're going to do the whole series on the other side, whichever side you weren't on before. And we're going to start lying on the back with the balls in a tote or in a pairing of some sort. Lying supine, the therapy balls. I'm going to try to do this. I didn't do it last time, but just lying down with the therapy balls at the occipital ridge. If you can't hear me, let me know. One of the reasons that Kathy is the student model is because I can't seem to figure out how to talk to you, keep my voice and volume at an adequate level, and move at the same time. So I'm trying to be near a microphone. The balls are at the occipital ridge and just nodding for 30 seconds. Nodding up and down. Yes, yes, yes. I say yes. And now nodding, going side to side for 30 seconds. Just slowly enjoying. You're really waking up some of the nerve endings that attach to the brain and at the occipital ridge. They go under the ridge and back into the brain. So working at the occipital ridge is actually a really important area for many reasons, including tension, but also including nerve stimulation. Now we did that. Now we're going to look to the right, all the way to the right, and start nodding. Just a small nod. Keep looking right. Don't come back. And now come back to center and then look left. Look left and nod. Come, let's see.
We need to go back and forth.
We need to go back and forth, right? That's what I was asking myself. Okay, keep looking left and go back and forth, a small side to side movement, but still maintain the left looking direction. And come on back. Find your way onto your side, the side that you weren't on before, with one ball, one therapy ball back behind the earlobe. On it, you should be still on a brick of some sort. While you're here, just start to find your spot and then start to nod. Chin up, chin down. And now side to side, a small side, stay in the same position, side to side. This hurts on the left side. I'm lying on my right side, pressing into the area behind my earlobe on my right side, and I can feel something happening. Hopefully it's a release on the other side. Everything's connected, as you know. Now move your ball to your cheekbone, still side lying, finding a good position. There's probably several positions. Find one and start to nod. Now side to side. And then stay here and open and close your jaw. Find your last position, which is at the temple. Actually, there are several different places, so you can check it out. Just experiment and find your best spot for today, and then nod. And then side to side. Okay, set aside the balls, come up to a floor seated position. And we're gonna do you can cross your legs, maybe for Russ, maybe you can show him some of the floor seated positions that we use, and I'll go ahead and make my pitch for for sitting on the floor as often as you can. I was reading a note. We did both sides, didn't we, Caitlin, of the jaw?
Yes, we did.
Okay, good. She's asking about it, but I think it was a premature question. So finding a floor seated position, cross-legged, stacked knees, which we may do in a minute. Easy, do the Z, yeah, easy Z or S. One knee is forward, the other is back. And you can also be sitting on both knees. Kneeling in a kneeling position is another. There are others, but that should get you started. Go ahead and find your floor seated position. Kathy's going to sit in a cross-legged position, and so am I. So just side bending, taking your right hand and sliding it along the floor and taking your left arm up and over. And I'm gonna time this for you. This is a bone building pose, among other things. It's always good to bend the thoracic spine. It's a side bend. Just staying here and breathing. You're doing something for the upper body and the lower body by sitting on the floor. Go ahead and take your elbow, the top elbow, and move it towards you. I'm sorry, toward the front. And find another stretch in your armpit for the last half of the time. This gets at the latissimus dorsi, which is a muscle that runs down the side and is often neglected. Come back, elbow first, torso second, other side of other side along the mat, left arm, sliding along the mat, right arm, up and over. Just staying here and breathing. So I try to do a side bend and a spine twist in every class. I don't know, as you know, most of you know, I don't always do that neck and jaw series, but it is a very nice series to release the upper shoulders and arms, shoulders and neck, cervical spine. Go ahead and take your top arm forward. And just stay here and let another big stretch happen at the armpit. And now come back Elbow comes back first, torso comes up next. We're going to do a spine twist. You can change the direction, the cross of your legs. What was on top is now on the bottom. Left hand on right knee. Sit tall, take your right arm behind you, spider fingers. Find a spine twist and keep it, maintain it for the entire time. And while you're here, if you'd like to, it's optional, without moving the shoulders, just move your rib cage from side to side. It'll help you release the upper back over time. You can turn your head to look to the back. You can leave it looking straight ahead. Do something that feels good for you. Untangle, unravel, come all the way to the other side. Left, right hand on left knee, left hand behind you, spider fingers. Sit tall. Rotate your thoracic spine to the left. And if you want to add it, rib cage slide. Remember, you can look behind you. You could look straight ahead. You can move from between those two positions. Okay. Come on up. Or stay there for a minute. I have to cut some things out of my list. We're gonna do the hand release with the neuro balls. That's what we're gonna do next. So if you don't have neuro balls, you can use, I think, Russ, you're gonna have to use like 2 tennis balls or 1/2. What we're gonna do is put our hands on the balls. Kathleen, I don't think you have neuro balls either. If you're interested, if you're going to continue with this class, you may want to invest in neuro balls by Navoso. They're very prickly. They add, the dimension they add is, and they come into a half mound. So they're very versatile in that way. But the dimension they add is nerve stimulation of the hands and feet. So, and I like them a lot. And I think everyone who comes regularly, has been coming regularly, has invested in them.
I like them too. They're cool.
What do you like about them?
I use them when I'm in other meetings, and they make my hands feel like they're alive, for lack of a better word. They wake up the nerves in my hands and my feet when I'm doing walking, after I've walked, or even before.
Right. Yeah, I like them for that too. So what happens is, as we get older, is the nerves get compressed, and they just stop being quite so alive. This is really also a question of circulation. So this helps with circulation. It awakens the nerve endings so they can talk to your brain. And so there can be really clear, bigger communication between the brain and the nerve endings. Which has all sorts of benefits. The first thing we're going to do is starting at point 1, which is at the top, right near the metatarsals, in the middle, at the top middle. Press, we're going to do both hands at the same time. Press that part into that point, into the balls. If you don't have prickly balls, you're still going to have a lot of release of tension in this area. Don't worry, still benefiting. So the hand has even more nerves than the feet. I get neck releases from this, the work with the hands. Middle, now you're going to be right in the middle of your palm. That's the second position, number 2. If you have any questions about this, go ahead and put it in the chat box. And I'll try to answer it. I'll try to notice that there's a chat box note, and then I'll try to answer it.
By the way, this position here is Caitlin's idea.
Oh, on the bricks. Yeah, you can be up on bricks. I don't use the bricks, but it sort of depends on you.
No, this is what I do when I'm in meetings.
Okay, position number 3 is below the position number 2. So 1, 2, 3, just right along the palm. This is at the base of the palm. Find that position, both sides, press in, just put your body weight on it and wait. Because I encourage people to invest in these balls, I try to do either the foot or the hand work every week. Position number 4 is at the side of the palm. Find a place there and press in for 30 seconds. I'm timing for 30 seconds. You could just do this for, 10 breaths, 5 breaths. I have arthritis in my right pinky finger, and I believe that this work, I don't have any pain with it, although I have had. I think this work actually helps tame my arthritis. Other side of the palm, the inside, we're going to do that position at the base of the thumb next. So side of the palm, it's really it'll be near the webbing between your finger and your thumb, your forefinger and your thumb. Find that position, which may be different for each of us. The last one is at the base of the thumb. And this is a pain relief point. So you may want to try this when if you're in pain, of any sort of pain. It's a pain relief trigger point. And this is the last one. We're running about a minute or two later than my schedule, but we're doing good.
It's all good.
It's all good. Okay, go ahead and shake your hands and find your way onto your back for Yoga Nidra, 61-point guided meditation. This is a time when you want to feel very safe, comfortable, warm. You may want to cover yourself with a blanket. You may want to put a washcloth over your eyes. I'm going to stop my video. You can bend your knees like Kathy's bending her knees with her feet flat on the floor. You could bring your knees up onto a chair or a couch, and that's actually what I recommend. But some people don't make it there. Let's start with the Yoga Nidra by paying attention to your breath. Just watching your breath, the inhale, the exhale, observing your abdomen as it rises and falls. And now bring your attention and your awareness to the center of your eyebrows. So you're not moving anything in this meditation. You're just moving your attention to the points that I suggest. So bringing your attention to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This concludes our 61-point guided Yoga Nidra meditation. Go ahead and start to wiggle. Extend your legs along the mat. Bring your arms overhead. Wiggle and stretch. Try to create a little more space between your pelvis and your rib cage. Right, left, both arms and legs stretching. And then wiggling your fingers and your toes. And making a circle, circling your ankles and your wrists. Hug your right knee to your chest. And then hug your left knee to your chest. Hug both knees and rock them from side to side, releasing the tension, any tension you are holding in your hips or your lower back. And whenever you're ready, roll to one side all the way over into a fetal position using your bottom arm as a pillow. And then slowly, carefully use your top hand, press it into the floor and bring yourself up to seated. And sit in a floor seated position. I'm going to remove the spotlight. I'm going to start my video and I'm going to change my view to gallery view. You may want to do that too. Sit in a floor seated position with your hands in prayer pose. Press the palms very strongly together to see if you can find just a little shoulder work. And then release them to soft prayer pose. Lift the occipital ridge away from the shoulders so that you can nod the skull forward, keeping your cervical spine straight, just nodding and bowing. Bowing and recognizing and acknowledging and honoring the light in each of us. and knowing that we're all one light. And we're going to close the class by saying to each other, namaste.
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 Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.